Okay, I saw one question from one of you. Let me share with the rest of them. Let me share with everyone. Okay. So that you know what I'm answering. Okay. So you see, one of the benefits of attending lessons through groups is that everybody thinks differently, right? When someone else asks a question that you never thought of, then you can benefit also, right? Okay. Therefore, I think everybody needs different kind of lessons. Okay. So through group, you have that benefit. Okay. Sure. I got a question for the previous question. It says accrued income is received in the next financial year. Yeah. Why is that? Accrued means outstanding. Accrued means outstanding. And income is something that you should receive, right? When something that you should receive is outstanding, means somebody who should pay you the income owe you the income. Somebody owes us money. Okay. And therefore, it's received in the next year. Accrued means outstanding. Therefore, it's not received in the current year because accrued outstanding. Okay, the word itself self-explains it. We are going to receive it next year because accrued means somebody owes us, somebody still owes us for the income. Currently, you get the idea. That's why you are going to receive it next year. Okay, I hope I have answered your question. If you are still not clear, let me know. So come back to this question. This is on page 8. We are going to see how to get the amount for rates. Okay, remember we have found the rent amount together last week, but because we didn't have enough time, so we didn't finish this off. Okay, oh yeah, let me share with the rest so you know the rest know what I'm answering. So if in real life the receivables pay us back the money in the current year, is it wrong? It's not wrong. It's not wrong. Because we found it to be accrued at the year end. For the current year is at the year end. Okay, year end is today. And therefore, there's no more time for this year. Therefore, they will pay us next year. If they pay us in the current year, we don't call it as accrued anymore. Accrued means outstanding. They are supposed to pay us in the current year, but during COVID-19 period or due to other reasons, people may have difficulties in their money. Okay, they have problems with their money. Therefore, they pay us next year. So at the year end is accrued. They still owe us. Accrued means they still owe us. Okay, I get the idea. Okay, is good. Okay. Wenjin, okay, welcome. Where's your brother? Wenhui coming? Is it? Okay, so okay, good. Now look at this, page 8. So the other day we found the figure for rent already. Okay, and then we dismissed because we didn't have enough time. Now we are going to see rates. Okay, let's recall what you have for rates here. Have we found all the things we need for rates? There's one missing figure, right, for rates. The missing figure for rates is this amount next to the IS. Okay, again, to find the missing figure for the rate, you look at all the numbers for the rates, okay, focusing on rates alone. So you total up the numbers for rates on the debit side. Is there any number on the credit side for rates? I think we have not found the closing balance for rates yet. You notice? Closing balance for rent, we have found it, but closing balance for rates, we have not found it. Okay, let me guide you in finding that. Okay, I'll come back to this question. Try to recall. Focusing on rates this time. Let's look at everything again for rates, okay, shall we? It says that I think it's better for me to erase, okay, because it looks very crowded. Focusing on rates, yeah, okay. On 1st August 2019, that's the beginning of the year, okay? We found it the other day. And whatever number you see following this date will be the opening balance. On the same date, rates, this is what we need. 260 were prepaid up to 30th September 2019. Okay, it says that at the beginning of the year, the rates were prepaid. Prepaid means you overpaid. Okay, that means last year you overpaid for the rates. Therefore, at the beginning of this year, you have this amount 260. This is a current asset. When you prepay an expense, it's a current asset. Accrued means it will be CL for expense. Okay, so have we recorded this 260? Yes, they have helped us to record it, right? The 260. Okay, can see. Then, during the year, following payments were made by credit transfer. Credit transfer means through bank. Okay, through the bank, must remember. Many students, they forget what this term means. So focusing on rates again, you have paid a total of 1860 in the current year. Therefore, we have recorded here 1860. Okay, can you understand? Okay, credit bank and then debit here. Okay, then we have to find the closing balance. Closing balance means what? Closing balance means at the year end, have you overpaid or underpaid for the rates? We have to find out. Okay, we have to find that out. At the year end, have you overpaid for the rates or underpaid for the rates? We have to find out. Okay, now you have to focus on the dates. At the beginning of the year, it says that rates had been prepaid up to 30th September 2019. Okay. Before I begin to analyze, have to find the year end and the beginning of the year first and draw a timeline so that you can see very clearly, really. So year end is what? Oh, we drew it the other day, right? We wrote it down the other day. This is the accounting period. August 1st, 2019. Okay, let me write down. Months later, 31st July 2020, right? Okay. They say at the beginning of the year, the rates had already been paid all the way up to this date. Okay, where is this date? This date is somewhere here, 30th September 2019. Okay, this period of rates had been paid last year. Okay, they had been paid last year. That's why at the beginning of the year, it says there was prepayment all the way until this date. How many months are there here? August, September. So 2 months here. Okay. That means for current year, okay, in the current year, you are supposed to pay for the remaining 10 months. Okay, you are supposed to pay for remaining 10 months, which you have not paid. Then you see how much you have paid, 1860. It says that this amount is for 12 months worth of rates. 12 months worth of rates, meaning out of these 12 months, 10 months is for current year's 10 months. Another 2 months is for the next year. Okay, that means you still overpay. Okay, at the current year end, you still overpay and it's for 2 months. Let me repeat, yeah. In this year, you have paid 12 months worth of rate, 1860, and out of the 12 months amount, 10 months is for current year because current year's 10 months has not been paid, and there are 2 more months left, right? That means 2 months left must be meant for next year's rate. That means overpay. Okay, at the year end, she overpay by 2 months. Okay, let's write down. Overpay by 2 months. Okay, everyone find me the amount for 2 months. I see if you can get it correctly. Then you tell me in the chat box. Okay, right or wrong, it doesn't matter. At least you try. If wrong, then you will remember even better if I discuss with you. Okay, find 2 months amount. Good, Wen Hui, correct. I don't mean it's bad when you did wrong. Okay, good, Crystal. Good, Kelly. Okay, Yixin, I wait for you. I let you try. Wen Hui has also not tried, right? Oh, sorry, Wen Hui has tried. Benjun has not tried. Yeah, Yixin, correct. Benjun, correct. Everybody got the correct amount. So 310, 310. Okay, so since all of you got it right, I won't show you the calculation here. Everyone, next question. CA or CL for this 310, current asset or current liability, this closing balance. So you answer CA or CL. Okay, I wait for you. Okay, good, Crystal. Okay, good, Benji. Maybe it's line problem or anything. It's CA, okay, CA, current asset. Okay, because you overpay for an expense, it's a current asset. When you underpay, it's a current liability. So why do I need to decide that this is CA? It's going to help me to decide whether I should put the balance BD on the debit or credit side. This should be in the debit side because it's a current asset. Okay, balance BD on the debit side. Okay, see how I record 310. Put it here. Balance BD rate. Okay, move it up diagonally. Move it up diagonally. In bracket rates. Everybody, congrats, you have found the closing balance. Now, get the last missing figure. The last missing figure is the amount that you should pay for the current year. Okay, I also call it the IS amount, or you call it the amount used for transferring process. Okay, which is the area in green. Okay, everybody calculate what you will get here. This missing figure, okay, for it. Then you tell me. I found it. I wait for you. Good, Asian. Well done. Okay, I wait for the rest to try. Just focus on rates, yeah. Good, Crystal. All the dates you write for yourself. The dates are easy to write. Okay. Okay, everybody got the correct amount. Answer is 1810, 1810. Okay. Maybe you may need a bit of help with the dates, maybe. Let me write the date with you together as well. Before that, let's total up. Okay, you have to fill up the total column. Okay, you have to fill up the total row. Okay, not column. Okay, total row. So total up both sides, ensure that you can get the same amount. Otherwise, you make some mistake. This is a very popular question again. And it's quite tricky because you have to look at the dates very carefully, especially in finding the closing balance. Not easy. Congrats, same amount. Now about the dates, let me remind you what to write. Okay, too many circles here. Let me erase. What is the accounting period? 31st July. Okay. Here, right? 2020, July 31st. Okay. So I'm not going to repeat writing it again because it's the same, okay, for these three boxes. And then at the beginning of next year, here also the same, 2020, July 31st. Because for balance CD, oh, anybody notice I make a mistake? This should be balance CD, but I wrote balance BD. Okay, balance CD. Beginning of next year, 2020, August 1st. Whenever you have done balancing, you have to rewrite the year again. Okay, finish. If you have no problem, or if you have question, then you ask. And when you're done with correction, then you let me know done. Okay, then we move on to the next one. Okay, good, Wenjin. Good, Krista. Good, Wenhui. Good, Asian. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, wait for Kelly. Okay, good, well done. Okay, ensure that you understand how to do. If you want to test yourself again, it's okay to redo. Okay, redo and then compare against the answer again. Okay, question E. Identify the sections of SOFP. Okay, so what is meant by section? Sections refer to non-current asset, current asset, capital, non-current liabilities, current liabilities. All these are sections. At 31st July 2020, in which each of the balances on the rent and risk account would appear. So rent is here, the closing balance. So current liability. So write current liability. Rate on the debit side, the balance BD. So write current asset. Okay, write current asset. Look at the balance BD. Don't look at the balance CD. You would make the mistake if you look at balance CD. Okay, we focus on balance BD. Don't look at the CD. Okay, question F. 1. Name one accounting principle Eniola would apply when recording the rent and risk in her financial statement. Ishin, are you talking about this area? Yeah, it's the same date. Therefore, I don't write anything there. Okay, because I have it on top, right? July 31st. Okay, good. Okay, for question F, how do you answer? When it's talking about income and expenses, almost always, actually always, it's always, okay? It's always accrual principle here. When it's talking about preparing income statement, when it's talking about income and expenses, it's about accrual principle. And how to write the answer, let me show you how you make use of my notes here. It's from the part 17. Part 17. Oh yeah, opening. So all the accounting principles are here. If you wrote prudence, is also correct. Because for this topic, accrual and prepayment, it has something to do with a couple of topics. Okay, if you write accrual and matching principle, then the answer to the part 2 state how Eniola would apply the accounting principle. Your answer would be this one. Okay, this is what you have in your notes. When it's asking you how this principle links to the accrual and prepayment topic, this is what you write. Okay, so copy and paste this. Expenses incurred in an accounting period must be matched against income generated in the same year. Okay, so now I'm showing to you how to make use of the table, for accounting principles. Honestly speaking, there's nothing interesting for the accounting principle because they are just theories here. Nobody really cares about the principles in real life. Okay. This amount of answers will do. Okay, expenses incurred and accounting period must be matched against the income. Okay, if you have not done, you can copy on your own. Okay, I have to move on to the next one. If the question here is about depreciation, how would I give the answer for accruals or matching principle? Then you give this, okay, to allocate the cost of NCA, okay, to help match against income NCA help generate. Okay, if you see those questions, I'll show you again. So total 20 marks. Okay, next question. You have done it before. Okay, you did it in part 10. You did it in part 10. Let me show you what you learned in part 10 again. It's about finding the amount for inventory. Finding the amount for inventory. You have to find the cost. You have to find the net realizable value. Then you see which one is lower. The lower amount is what you need. The reason you have this topic is due to the prudence principle. Prudence principle tells us to understate assets and income, okay? Understates assets and income and try to overstate expenses and liabilities. Okay, I know it sounds complex, but that's the rule. So when you have more than one product, remember, apply this rule product by product. Lower of cost and NRV. Remember this line? Lower of cost and net realizable value. Don't get confused between NRV and net book value, okay? They are totally different, okay? They are different. Okay, let's have a look at this question. C, calculate total value of Rani's inventory at 31st March 2020. Can anybody tell me, are you looking for opening inventory amount or closing inventory amount? Opening or closing inventory amount? Good. Correct, everybody. Closing. Why? Because of the date here. The date given here is the same as the date given here. It says year end is on that day. Okay, therefore you are finding closing inventory amount. Okay, let me repeat this discussion again, okay, that I did with you last time. Okay, this is for 4 marks. Provided following info about 3 types of inventory. Okay, apply the rule 3 times. Okay, lower of cost and NRV, apply it 3 times. First time to product A, second time to B, and then C. Number of units ignore first. Okay, later you multiply it with it. Okay, cost is here. Congrats, I have found it. Cost. Net realizable value is taking the selling price to customer minus the selling expenses. Okay, then so find the NRV. 20 minus 2 is 18. 19 minus 1 is 18. 16 minus 2 is 14. Now I have to decide which is lower, 17 or 18, 18 or 18, 15 or 14. 17 is lower, so take 17 times 110. Between the two amounts of 18, no amount is lower, therefore just take 18 times 85. 14 is lower, take this times 90. After you have done these 3 multiplications, combine all the amount together. So to show as much working as possible, this is how I will show. Inventory A 110 times 70. Inventory B C okay. The 14 you got it by finding the net realizable value, right? So to show as much working as possible, 16 minus 2. Then you total up. Okay, after you have done the multiplication, you total up. Okay, tell me what you get. I remember the figure, okay, but I still calculate once again because I've done this question many times. Okay, I got the figure. I wait for you. Good, Kelly. Good, Crystal. Well done. I wait for the rest. This question is considered simple. Okay, a simple one for the inventory valuation topic. There are some that are more complex. Wen Hui, lack of one number. Okay, correct. Good. Correct, Yixin. Okay, wait for Wenjin. Okay, good. Everyone correct. 4660. Okay, 4660. So this is the amount that will appear in the statement of financial position, current asset. Okay, current asset for inventory. Okay, now next question is not an easy one. Explain to Rani how the value of the inventory of item D affected the profit for the year ended 31st March 2020. It's asking you how the value of item D affects profit for the year. Okay. Remember, there were only 3 inventories, right? There were actually 3 types of products only, right? Based on the info given before the A. Why there is item D out of a sudden? You have to read this paragraph. Discovered that she had an amount of inventory of item D at 31st March 2020. Meaning, suddenly, Rani discovered that maybe at one corner of the storeroom, there was also item D. Okay, so what do you think? Why Rani only discovered it right now? Probably item D is something that not many customers are looking for. Item D could be something not every customer is looking for. Okay, therefore is at one corner of the storeroom untouched for a long time. Okay, so after she has discovered item D, should you try to apply the rule also? Yes, we should also try to apply the rule also. Find the cost, find the NRV, then see which is lower. This inventory originally cost 1660. Okay, congrats, you found the cost. She considered this inventory to be obsolete. You must know how to interpret the word obsolete here. In simple English, it means it's outdated. Nobody would buy anymore. Outdated. Outdated means nobody buy. When nobody buys, no demand, right? No customer demand. You know demand and supply theory? Not sure. I'm not sure how many of you take economics. Okay, if you study economics, you know this theory, demand and supply. But don't worry, I don't know much about economics. I've not studied in my life. Even in uni, I have not studied economics. When demand is, let me try to think. Demand and supply. Okay, when demand is low, how does it affect prices? Prices will go down, right? When there's no customer, you will try to reduce the prices to attract customers to come and buy. Agree? Okay. Lower demand from customer, then you will set lower prices to attract customers. Yeah, correct, Ishim. That's what I want to say. So when the demand has become zero, okay, which is what I mentioned just now, no demand is zero. What do you think prices will become? It will become zero also. Okay, because no one really buys it at all. Therefore, price is also zero. Okay, you have reduced it to $0. It's free for now. Nobody even takes it. Okay, I do not know what item is this though, but just theory. Okay, it's just theory here. I think when something is free, somebody would take, right? Especially in Malaysia. Okay, because Malaysians like discounts. We like free things. Okay, no free gift, I won't buy, right? In Malaysia. So therefore, prices is 0. Therefore, NRV equals to 0 because NRV equals to what? NRV equals to selling price minus the cost to incur to make goods sellable. If selling price is 0, NRV is become 0. Found the cost, found the NRV, which is lower. NRV is lower. Therefore, is it going to affect the calculation in the A? Do you need to change the 4660? No, because item D has value of 0. Okay, and how to answer the question here? It's not going to affect profit for the year. You show how, right? Then we write together. Hold on, yeah, let me write here. So you copy if you need to. I remember I wrote the same version of answer when I taught you this part last time, but it's no harm revising this again. Okay, these are the full answers, enough for you to score 2 marks. So firstly, I mentioned that profit for the year would not be affected because inventory will not be affected. Why? Because closing inventory appears in the income statement. Anything that appears in the income statement would affect profit for the year, right? If closing inventory is not affected, profit for the year will not be affected. Then I have to further explain because item D has no value because NRV is 0. Okay, I think this is even enough for you to score 3 marks if it's a 3-mark question. Good, Crystal, correct. Yeah, what you say is correct. Okay, everyone, when you're done, let me know. We see the next page. A lengthy theory question for the next page. Okay, good. Wen Hui. Yeah, Ishin, what you say is correct. Okay, good, everyone. Now we move on to the next page. Honestly, nobody did it. Nobody did this question in the actual exam. Really, nobody did this question in the actual exam because not because it's difficult, because the exam was cancelled. Okay, May, June 2020. Okay, remember that time? I'm not too sure because it's not applicable to you. It's applicable to those seniors. Okay, senior students. During this time, COVID is serious, so all exams have been cancelled. So nobody did this question. Okay, next page. We do this together. Okay, page 15. I remember I did this with you also. Okay, let's do it again. Advise Rani whether or not she should stop purchasing item D to avoid having obsolete inventory in the future. Justify your answer by providing pros and cons. Okay, you must remember always, you will see such a question 3 times in paper 2. Okay, you will see it in paper 2 3 times. That means you will see this lengthy question 3 times in paper 2. Okay, it's standardized. It's always 3 questions, 3 of such a question, and the number of marks is either for 4 or 5 marks. It's for either 4 or 5 marks. Okay, most of the time 5 marks, but sometimes it's 4. Okay, and you must know how you must know what to write. 5 marks in total. You must know what to write to score the 5 marks. They ask you to decide, right? They ask you to advise whether or not to stop buying item D. That's the decision, right? You have to let Rani know what decision to make. So by giving the advice, you get 1 mark. Okay? By giving the advice, you get 1 mark. And then 4 marks more to score, right? 4 marks more to score. Divide equally between pros and cons. 2 mark here, another 2 mark here. Okay. Now, let's just write. Okay, let's just write together. Let me give you the answer straight away, okay, shall we? Because I remember I discussed this before. Now, let's see. Let me try to think, yeah. Okay, you write this, I explain to you. Correct, Crystal. The description by you is the same as mine. Okay, just phrase differently. Good. Okay, I remember I used the example of tomato sauce. Okay, you know Aeon supermarket, right? Aeon supermarket, they sell a lot of things. Even if you don't buy things, you can go and see a lot of things, right? Okay, a lot of products that are attractive. And yeah, that's why you like to visit. Okay, I'm not too sure if you like to visit or not, but there are many things there. Most of the people should like to visit. If one day Aeon decides to stop selling everything, okay, Aeon supermarket decides to stop selling everything except only one thing, tomato sauce. They only want to sell tomato sauce. Would you still go to Aeon supermarket again just to buy tomato sauce? Of course, no. Maybe you will go to 7-Eleven instead. Maybe you will go to 99 Speed Mart instead. More things to see. Okay, more things to see, and yeah, more attractive, right? Okay, so that's what I'm mentioning here. Variety of goods. Okay, lower variety of goods will make customers not coming to the shop. Okay, one of you say, if it's outdated, shouldn't it be that nobody would buy? Okay, have you heard of people buying classic things like cars? Classic cars, would people want to buy? Yes, they buy as collection. There are very few people who like to buy as collection, right? Therefore, they will still buy. Some, only a few, okay? Only a handful of people would buy. They buy as collection, but we do not know what products they are buying here, right? Therefore, we cannot do much comments about it though. Okay, just assume as it's a general item, and it can be meant for collection as well, but we do not know. Okay, but we can write anything here. You get what I mean? For example, let me try to think of example, stamps. Okay, I believe that not many people have the hobby of collecting stamps anymore, but for sure there will still be some people who collect stamps, right? Therefore, there will still be some people who buy and sell stamps. Okay, I'm not too sure if any is available. You can go to Carousel and have a look. Carousel is a platform where you can buy and sell secondhand items. Okay, have a look at that. There will be some people selling things for collection. Okay, so this is the pro or con here. This is the disadvantage here. I've written a disadvantage here. Okay, now let's continue to think, and then we write. Let's write one more disadvantage first before we write advantages. If you have ideas to contribute, you can let me know. I'm still trying to think. If you stop selling item D, okay, you may lose the sales, right? Some people may still want to buy, those who want to buy as collection, they may buy for collection, right? So when they go into your shop asking for item D and you don't have, then you would lose the sales. Agree? Okay, let's write that. Less choices of drawings. I don't think that the owner would be interested in taking it as drawings as well. Okay, because choices of drawings, I think drawings would only happen when the owner decides to use certain thing. Okay, for example, when owner needs money, they will take money out of the business. When they need to use item C, then the owner can take out of it. But so it depends on what the owner intends to do. Okay, not too sure. Okay, item D, whether the owner wants to use it or not, I'm not too sure. But if you have other options for answer, I think I would write other answers instead. Also, Rani may lose sales if there are rare buyers looking to buy item D as collection. If Rani okay. Now we write disadvantages. So now, sorry, we already have two disadvantages here. We need two advantages. So advantages, I think, is easy. So when you stop buying item D, you can free up the money. You can free up the money to buy something else, maybe item E or item F that customers want to buy, right? So you write, if Rani use the money to okay, so instead of buying item D, Rani can So if Rani stops buying item D, Rani can use the money to buy other products that customers want to buy. Maybe item E, item F, and so on. So there's one advantage here. Let's try to think of one more advantage if stop buying item D. Okay, here I'm talking about the storeroom capacity. Yeah, Ishin, you can also mention that, okay, can use the money free up to buy NCA, okay? And here I'm talking about, so your point is valid, yeah, the one you mentioned, NCA. Can free up some storeroom capacity. Capacity means space for stocking up more of maybe item A, B, or C. Okay, since Rani has more space after she stopped in buying item D, then maybe she can buy more of item A, B, or C to put into the storeroom. Okay, in case there are many customers who want to buy, then she will have the stock. Okay, enough points or not? Yes, 2 pros, 2 cons are ready. Now the last sentence for making decision. In conclusion, I advise Rani, okay, here, don't think too much. Okay, don't think of a very sophisticated answer here. Whether you write should or should not, you will still get the 1 mark. So don't think too much. So just write. If the word should comes into your mind, write should. If the term should not comes into your mind, you write should not. It doesn't matter here. I advise Rani to stop buying item D. Enough. Don't have to explain. Okay. If you see the mark scheme, they will write recommendation in bracket 1 mark. Whether your recommendation is should or should not, it doesn't matter. You will still get the 1 mark. That's why don't waste time here. Of course, in essays writing for English, I don't advise you to do so. Okay, you should explain your decision. Okay, if you're writing English essay in the English exam. So 5 marks altogether. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, you see, if you are not so confident about the answers you have written so far, you can actually write more advantages and disadvantages. Okay, if you're not so confident about your answers, you should actually write more pros and cons. Okay, so that in case any line that you have written cannot get you any mark, maybe other points can get you mark. Okay, you can write more if you want to, but eventually you will still get 5 marks. Okay. Ishin is not right to say use the money as capital. Capital means investment from the owner into the business. Capital means investment from the owner into the business. The money itself is already capital in the business, okay, that you have not used. Okay, now we see the next page, next question. Okay, here is a general journal. Okay, here is a general journal. And then followed by a very complex depreciation question. Make sure you focus when I'm discussing this depreciation question. It's not easy, okay, and it's a popular question for depreciation that's very typical. Now have a look at the part A first. Part A is easy. Prepare journal entries to record the above transactions. Narratives are not required. Okay, you know what are narratives? Narratives are the short sentence that you have to write to explain the entries you make here. Okay, it's from your part 5. Sorry, part 4. Okay, you learn this in part 4. This is also known as general journal. This is also known as general journal. Okay, Single word means, single word journal means general journal. Okay, how to record? So it's for 4 marks. Saria owns a business selling ladies' clothing. She maintains a system of tab entry bookkeeping. Something following occurred during September. Here is testing you on tab entries, okay? Buy motor vehicle on credit from Sharpie Motors. Okay, have you paid with cash or check? Not yet. You still owe money to Sharpie Motors. Therefore, you cannot credit cash, cannot credit bank. You should credit Sharpie Motors. What should you debit? Can you debit purchases? Since you purchase? No, purchase means buying goods. That's a common mistake. Don't debit purchases. Okay. So remember, this is a common mistake made by students. When you buy NCA, you should debit the name of the NCA. You should debit motor vehicles. Okay, so remember, yeah, buy NCA, don't debit purchases, debit motor vehicle. Okay, let's show the answer. Remember, must show the debit entry first. Motor vehicles. With or without the alphabet S here, it doesn't matter. Okay, it's not so much of a concern here by the examiner. Credit Sharpie. Okay. Do you need to write narratives? No, don't have to. That means just ignore. Narrative means you write here a very short sentence, which is a summary of the transaction. Okay, write it without numbers. So for example, you may write here motor vehicles bought on credit from Sharpie Motor. Okay, motor vehicle bought on credit from Sharpie Motor, if you were to write the narrative. But here it's not needed. Okay, number 2. Must remember what is meant by written off. Written off means you record an irrecoverable debt. You record an irrecoverable debt. This is what you learn in part 8. Okay, so do expect to see a lot of overlapping of topics when it comes to reading the exam questions. Okay, they very seldom you would see question just focusing on one or two topics alone. Okay, most of the time they are overlapping, they are connected. Just like mathematics, addition is a topic, right, in kindergarten. Deduction is also a topic in kindergarten. At the end of the day, they overlap one another, right? Okay, now come back to this one, number 2. Ruhi, are we Ruhi here? No, we are Saria. Okay, Ruhi, a credit customer, meaning Ruhi is our customer, was declared bankrupt owing Saria 1200. That is to be written off. Okay, tab entries, credit Ruhi. Okay, you notice, right? There are many rows that have been given here. I think we can afford to leave one row of empty space. Therefore, I'm going to write the credit entry here. Credit Ruhi, debit irrecoverable debts. Okay, so do you still need more spaces? No, right? Okay, that's why I said you can afford to leave a row of empty space. But if you are not too sure whether you should leave a space or not, then don't leave. Okay, because if you're not so confident whether you are going to need the following lines or the area or not, then you don't leave. Okay, what is the number? Number is 1200. These are the answers. Okay, simple, yeah. Now we see the next question. You know why I credit Ruhi? No, right? Because in a customer account, um, the amount owed should be on the debit side, okay, showing how much Ruhi owed to us. When you want to record irrecoverable debt, you have to remove it, right? By crediting Ruhi. Okay, by crediting Ruhi. Okay, we see the next question. Okay, focus. Yeah, this is not an easy question. And if the school teachers want to kill you with a depreciation question, it is this kind of question they will give you. We see the requirement first. A lot to do, right? 11 marks. 11 marks. Okay, then the next question. Okay, we focus on doing this. 3 accounts you have to prepare. It's a past exam question, yeah, that I copy and paste from the 2020 paper. If you see the bottom of the page, it's from 2020, October, November. Last year means. Prepare the following accounts for the year ended 30th September 2020. Dates are one of the most important things in accounting. Must always pay attention to it. Information given is here, right? I think it's more convenient if you draw the timeline here. You know what I'm doing, right? Okay, I've done it many times. Beginning of the year, year end. Close the accounts by balancing or by making an appropriate year-end transfer. Okay, they ask you to remember to do balancing or transferring. Remember what are these two processes from part 6. Okay, I've shown very clearly what is transferring, what is balancing. Later I show again, okay, when writing the answer. 3 accounts to prepare. What are they? Have to prepare fixtures and fittings account. Prepare provision for depreciation of fixtures and fittings account. Prepare disposal account. Also remember, provision for means the same as accumulated. Okay, this is an account meant for recording the depreciation. Okay, let's start to see the question. Sarah is preparing her financial statements for the year ended 30th September 2020. Good. We have drawn the timeline. When you present anything in diagrams, it would be looking easier to us, okay? Because pictures speak 1,000 words, right? Pictures speak 1,000 words. I know it's not a picture, it's just a normal diagram, but it looks better than paragraph. She provides following info. 1st October 2019. What day is that? That's the beginning of the year. Meaning these two are opening balances. Opening means beginning of the year, okay? Balance means leftover. Okay, leftover of these two at the beginning of the year. That means at the beginning of the year, you still have fixtures and fittings worth $28600. That's the price you paid to buy them because it says at cost. Must know what this means, yeah, at cost. At cost means that means last time you bought them for 28600. Okay, the money paid to buy them last time. Then what is the 6185? Provision for depreciation. Provision for means accumulated. That means at the beginning of the current year, you have accumulated a total of 6185 worth of depreciation. So what does this indicate? It means that this amount represents all earlier years depreciation. Okay, this amount represents all earlier years depreciation. Okay, this amount represents all earlier years depreciation combined together. Now, where do you record these two? They are known as opening balance, right? At the beginning of the year, right? So show them as balance BD. I show you. We write together. If you have not done, 28600. Let me see if I can put it side by side, better presentation. I can. Here, better. Okay. So I'm going to put the 28600 here. The date is beginning of the year. And for the 6185 is here. Okay, this account always has a credit balance. Okay, provision for depreciation always has a credit balance. Okay, done with these two numbers. Okay, remember when you see numbers at the beginning of the year, for these two items, you put them into the accounts like this. Okay, continue. Yeah, seems that you are okay with it. We focus on the next line, okay, of the question. 2020 January 31st. What day is that? January 31st, 2020? Somewhere here, right? Okay. How many months before and after? October, November, December, January. 4 months here, 8 months here. Correct? Yeah, correct. Whether it's useful or not, I do not know yet. Okay, but just writing it down would make the information look clearer to us. Maybe it's not useful, the 4 and 8, but just write it down is no harm. So on this day, you sold fixtures and fittings. Sorry, sold fixtures and receive a check. This is known as proceeds. The 1150 is proceeds. So let's recall how to do disposal again. I show you the notes. You have it in your part 7. I go through one time again, okay, the note section. Then only we do the questions together. This is from your part 7, page 111. There are 4 steps in total to complete the disposal accounting. 4 steps in total. First step and second step are about the removal. The removal of the NCA that you sold off. The removal of the NCA that you sold off. Because you sold off the NCA, there's no point to keep the NCA that you sold off, right, in your accounting. You might as well remove it because you don't own that. You don't own the NCA anymore. So first step, remove the cost of the NCA that you sold off. Remove the cost of the NCA that you sold off by doing this. The ones in orange, highlighted in orange, you credit furniture account, debit disposal account. That's the first step for disposal. Okay, remove the cost of the NCA that you sold off. Okay, the ones highlighted in orange. Second step also about removal. You remove the related depreciation for the NCA that you sold off. Okay, this figure is not easy to get. You have to see the question carefully. Later I show you. Okay, step 2, remove the depreciation for the NCA that you sold off. And the entries are the one highlighted in light blue. Light blue. Okay, in this case it's 3,000. Okay, debit provision for depreciation account, credit the disposal account. Step 2, yeah. Okay. Step 3 is about recording the proceeds that you receive. Debit, cash, or bank, right? Agree? Okay, that's easy to understand. You receive money, you debit, cash, or bank, right? Then you credit disposal of NCA account. So you must notice the similarity among the 3 steps. All the 3 steps touch the disposal account. Okay, right? Okay. And for step 3 is the one highlighted in purple color. Okay, the light purple color. the very vibrant purple color, 6300. Last step, which is the last step. Of course, last step, right? Disposal of NCA account. Look at NCA, disposal of NCA account. Find the balancing figure. Balancing figure means you focus on this disposal account, see which side is greater, total up the greater side, copy to the other side, then do deduction, then write income statement as the detail. You can see for this example, 700 is on the right, indicating that it's a loss on disposal. If the number appears on the debit side, then it's a profit on disposal. Yeah, so these are the 4 steps. We are going to repeat these 4 steps in the question we are doing. Okay. Let's see this question. So 1150 is the proceeds, right? This is to be done in step 3, the 1150. Okay, so let's mark it down here, put a note here. Step 3 of disposal, 1150. Okay, later I do this. Okay. We read the next line, yeah. The fixtures had been purchased on 1st February 2018 for 1500. They say that it's still talking about the fixtures that you sold off, okay? It's still talking about the fixtures that you sold off. It's related to the first line here. They say that you bought this NCA on 1st February 2018. When was that? When was that? That was last year, right? Okay, so last year, this is the accounting period. February 1st, 2018, where is that? No, not the previous year, even earlier. Okay, this is the previous year, right? Okay, so 2 years earlier, let me write down one more timeline. 1st October 2017, all the way until 30th September 2018. It is in this year that you bought the NCA that you sold off right now. Let me use different color. Yeah, I know it looks complex. This question is complex because, okay, this date is in this year. Agree? Okay, you bought this NCA 2 years ago. Okay, then, so let me write for you. Yeah, this is the 2 years earlier, and then this is the last year, and then this is current year. Okay, this is current year. Let me erase this. I think it will look more confusing. Okay, what is 1500? 1500 is the price you paid to buy the fixtures on that day. We call this as cost. Okay, remember there are 4 steps in disposal. Everyone, you try to tell me for the 1500, I will use the 1500 for which step of disposal? First step, second step, third step, or fourth step? Third step, I already have the number here, 1150. For the 1005, I'm going to use it for step 1 or step 2 or step 4 of the disposal, the one I showed you just now. $1500 is the cost of the NCA that you sold off right now. Ishin, you have forgotten what the step 3 is about. Step 3 is about the proceeds. I've already decided to use 1150. Step 3 is about the proceeds. I show you again, yeah. Then you tell me. Just now I told you 1500 is the cost of the NCA that you sold off. Meaning last time you bought it for 1150. Okay. Step 1, step 2, or step 4? Um, 1150 is the proceeds. 1500 is the cost. So everyone, you try to answer based on this. Kelly, correct. Kelly, correct. Step 1 only. The 1500 is meant to be used in step 1. Step 1 of the disposal. Last time you bought it for 1,500. Cost means the price you paid to buy it. Okay, so this is to be done in step 1 of disposal. Okay, step 1 of disposal. What is 28600? Okay, 28600 is the cost of all the fixtures and fittings you had at the beginning of the year. Meaning, you didn't sell off all the NCA. You only sold off a part of the fixtures and fittings. You get the idea? You didn't sell off everything. You sold off only one part. Okay, so 1,500 only. It's not 28600. You are going to do this step 1 of disposal with the 1500. Okay, so put it aside. We are going to use it later. Yes, Ishin. Okay, now see the next line. Yes, correct. We are only selling off part of it, not everything. Okay. Okay, continue. March 31st. Okay, it's talking about something else right now. You bought new fixtures paying by check. Okay, so this is simple to do. You credit bank, then you debit fixtures and fittings account, right? Okay, this one is easy. Okay. Next paragraph tells you the depreciation method, reducing balance method. You are going to use 10%. Okay, 10%. They say full year depreciation in the year of purchase. Okay, you saw this sentence before from quite many times when you were learning part 7. This is the opposite of pro rata. This is the opposite of pro rata. Remember, pro rata means monthly basis. You have to see how many months you own in the year you bought something, okay, the NCA. But full year means just charge the whole year, regardless of how many months you own the NCA in a particular year. Later, I'll show you what is the consequence of this. None in the year of disposal means in the year you sold off the NCA, for the portion that you sold off, you don't have to charge depreciation. That's what it says. In the year you sold off an NCA, you don't have to charge depreciation for the NCA that you sold off. Okay, so which step to do first? There are many things to do. You have to buy the NCA, right? You have to do the double entries for buying the NCA. You also have to do the 4 steps for disposal. You also have to charge depreciation for NCA we still own. Okay, we are going to do 3 things. Okay, which one comes first? It doesn't matter. So I think we can do the easiest thing first. We buy the NCA, shall we? Okay, buy the NCA. I make it smaller, yeah. Buy NCA, the 3500. Okay, the 3500. Credit bank, debit fixtures and fittings. Therefore, you put 3500 here. The date on which you bought it, 2020 March 31st. Simple? Yes, this is simple. Okay, bought fixtures and fitting 3500. Okay, now we do the 4 steps for disposal. Okay, first step is you are going to remove the cost of the NCA that you sold off by crediting this account, okay, crediting the fixtures and fittings account. Then you debit the disposal account. This is step 1. I do it slowly, okay? I'm doing it very slowly to let you recall what you have learned. Okay, this is step 1. Step 2, we'll be debiting here and then crediting here, which is about removing the related depreciation for the NCA that you sold off. Okay, step 2 will be shown here, the dark blue. Step 3 will be about recording the proceeds. Debit cash or bank, then you credit here. Okay, step 3. Okay, step 4 will be focusing on the disposal account. Okay, S1, S2, S3, S4. Okay, I'm doing the highlighting to show you clearly, okay, so that you can observe. Okay, so do the step 1 first. The cost of the NCA that you sold off is 1500. Okay, so now I wrote it right. It's S1. So you put 1500 here, then debit disposal account. Then write details. Fixtures and fittings, you write here. I know it looks very small, right? But I'm trying to give you the best view here. Okay, what about the date? The date you may write the date of disposal, January 31st, 2020. Okay. When you're done up to this point, let me know. I want you to focus on how to find the value for the second step. Okay, let me know done, and then after you have done up to what I have here. Okay, good Kelly. Okay, good Wenjin. I wait for the rest. Okay, Wenhui. Okay, I wait for Ishin and also, okay, when Ishin is okay, good. Okay, I wait for Crystal. Okay, good. Okay, now we do the second step for disposal. Again, recall, first step we have done. Okay, the cost of the NCA that you sold off, we have removed it, throw it to the disposal account. Second step will be about removing the depreciation for the NCA that you sold off, throw it to the disposal account as well. By throwing, I mean you look at the light blue, okay, the dark blue, the area highlighted in dark blue. You debit provision for depreciation account, then you credit disposal account. Okay, but what amount do we use? We have to find this figure ourselves. It's not given. So you must know what you are trying to calculate here, okay? Now we are trying to calculate for the NCA that you sold off right now, how much in total you have calculated the depreciation so far? Okay, how much in total you have calculated the depreciation so far for the fixtures you sold off today? You bought it last time. You bought it last time on this day, right? Okay, so here you have to charge depreciation for one time. Okay, charge one time of depreciation for this year. And then the second year of owning the fixtures you sold off right now, you have to charge for a second time. Charge for the second time. And this year, you sold it off, right? You sold it off on January 31st. Do you need to charge depreciation for this third year? Even though you own it for a few months for this NCA that you sold off in the current year? No. Okay, because it says none in the year of disposal. In the year in which you sold off an NCA, you don't have to charge depreciation for the NCA that you sold off. Therefore, for step 2 of disposal, this is the calculation. Okay, do together with me. Begin with 1500 times 10%. That's the first year depreciation for the NCA that you sold off right now. Okay, 150. Then second year, reducing balance method, yeah. $135. These two amounts together would be the amount for step 2. For the NCA that you sold off, you have accumulated a total of 285 worth of depreciation. 285. You understand what I'm doing here? Okay, I'm calculating the depreciation accumulated for the NCA that you sold off right now. Okay, so far we have charged 2 years worth of depreciation. So, and then I found this amount, 285. Use this amount. $285. Okay, one of you asked me, in the first year, you own it for 5 months, right? I agree. You calculated from February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September. Kelly, 8 months. In the first year, you own it for 8 months. You bought it on February 1st, right? February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September. But you still have to charge the full year's depreciation for the first year. That's why I got 150 here. Because it says full year depreciation is charged in the year of purchase. Full. Okay. Understand that, Kelly? Okay. How do I know 8 months? By using my fingers? You bought it on February 1st, 2018. And then all the way until that year's year end, 30th September 2018. You count yourself. Are there 8 months? Should you include February? Yes, because it starts with February 1st. February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September. That's how I got the 8 months. Can you understand? But it doesn't matter here because we have to charge full year. Okay, yeah. So 285 is what I'm using here for the step 2. Then write the details. Disposal. Here, right? Okay. You see, the description is very long, right? Provision for depreciation of features and fittings account. You can use the next line if you're not having enough space. Provision, something like this. Provision for depreciation of fixtures and fittings. Okay. So I think we would have just enough space later. Okay, but I think this looks fine for now. No, how can you write disposal here? Details are always the name of the other account. The name of the other account is provision for depreciation. And the detail here is disposal. Okay. Yeah, for that, you can just write disposal because they show to you disposal. Correct. Okay, and then step 3 for disposal, I have to move it down a bit. The proceeds. Proceeds is how much? 1150. Okay, just now I wrote there step 3, right? Okay, 1150. Receive it in the form of check, debit bank, credit here, 1150. Here write bank. The date you may write here, 2020, January 31st. Okay, Kelly, I show you already. Ishin, you mean if you want to write disposal of fixture and fittings here, can or not, is it? It's all right, up to you. No problem. Okay, are we done with the first 3 steps for disposal? Yes. What is the most challenging thing among the 3 steps? It is the 285. You must know how to calculate the 285. Which one are you meaning, Crystal? Is it here or here? You are asking me if I can write fixtures and fittings here? No, cannot. Because details are always the name of the other account. And this account is known as disposal account. Therefore, I write disposal. The step 2 is about debiting the provision for depreciation account and crediting the disposal account. And details are always the name of the other account. Okay, must remember, yeah, this is something crucial. Okay, continue. Last step for disposal, then we dismiss. Okay, the rest I will show you tomorrow. Sorry, next week. So which side is greater, debit or credit side? Debit side, right? We focus on disposal account for step 4. Unfortunately, we may have to use the area here. It's okay, okay? They will forgive you. They will look at your answers. Debit side is greater. Okay, copy this total to the other side. Then do deduction. 65. Okay, and then here write what? Here write income statement. Cannot be something else. Don't just write the word loss here. If you wish to write the word loss, you write in bracket loss. This is loss on disposal. But you must write income statement. Okay, because this amount 65 will appear in the income statement as loss on disposal of fixtures. Okay, so through this question, you have revised the 4 steps for disposal. Okay, there is one more difficult figure to get for this question, which is depreciation to charge for the current year for those NCA that you still own. Okay, which I will do with you next week at the same time. Okay, one of you asked me, income statement can also be on the same side of cash or bank? This is an exception. This is an exception. I know when you do income and expense account, the cash and bank are always the other way around between the cash or bank and income statement, right? They are always opposite to one another, right? This is exception. If it is loss on disposal, it will be something like this. If it is profit on disposal, this would have appeared here. Okay, so based on which side is greater. So next week, we continue with this. Before we dismiss, let me show you the answer for disposal account. Let's check our answer. So don't forget about this question, yeah. We have to continue next week. Let me go get the answer. Again, challenging thing is what for this question? Finding the amount to be used in second step, okay? answer is here. Just look at the disposal account, yeah. Don't look at other things. Is it correct? It's correct. Please do not follow them writing it in short form. You must write in full. Okay. And then there's some alignment problem here. Bank should be in the middle. Okay, should be in the middle, the word bank. Okay, 65 is the loss on disposal. That's it for this question. Next week, we continue with calculating the depreciation. Then we can finish off this question. Okay, so hope that next week we can also finish this entire paper. Have a nice day, everyone. If you have problem from time to time, again, can WhatsApp me. Bye-bye. Okay, welcome, everyone. Have a nice day.